Hi again fellow millionaires, this is Gaming Paulie. In this video, I am going to share every valley spawn points and routes that I learned for the past few weeks. And hopefully, by the end of this video, you can enjoy the map a little bit more than you used to. Since this is my first map guide, allow me to be more elaborate when I am explaining certain part of the video. In a game of incomplete information like Arena Breakout, it is difficult to know exactly where your enemies are on the map at any given point of time. But we can narrow down our guesses by ruling out areas that your enemies are least likely to be from any information available to us. That said, learning the spawn locations of a map becomes one of the most important things to do in Arena Breakout. Checking and clearing surrounding spawns at the start of the game not only provides intel on your enemy, but also reduces the odds of being shot from unexpected angles later in the game. Experienced players often prioritize wiping out their surrounding spawns as soon as the map is loaded because players' movement is most predictable for the first 1 to 2 minutes. This is the best time to eliminate other players. The Lockdown Valley spawn points given by the official Arena Breakout YouTube channel seem to be inaccurate. For example, I've had spawned on the steel bridge extraction several times before. And I've yet to see anyone spawn on the Crash Canyon and radar station. For clarity, I will mark the spawn points on a clean map. Spawn marked in red are exclusive to solo player only. Teams spawning on the Pino radio station and the beachhead positions will most likely be the first to reach the villa if they rush straight to it. If your team spawned to the north of RV camp, you can choose to go straight to the RV camp or head to the small factory. Just remember to take the northern path if you choose to go to the RV camp to avoid being spotted by players spawned near the eastern farm. Teams spawned near the supply camp can beat any other team to the small factory. For the rest of the spawns, stay alert for any threat coming from your surrounding spawns while you move toward the center of the map. Move quickly, especially when you spawned on the beachhead positions, because there's a good chance you'll face enemies from multiple fronts if you stay for too long. The radar station and this small hill east of it is a good stop to spot for players spawned on the west side. If you spawn on the southwest near the road to city extraction point, rush to the port to gain cover against the beachhead position. Or contest the beachhead positions head-on in order to get to the villa in the shortest time. On the east side of the map, you can view the eastern farmland and also the north entrance of the RV camp from the hill next to the food tent. The Crash Canyon also has a good view over the entire eastern farm. For solo player, the spawn next to the beach is the closest spawn to the villa and the RV camp. Make sure the beach is clear from player coming from the Pino radio station before entering villa yourself. Rushing RV camp is also a good choice for speed runs. Make sure to bring a safety rope with you. One last thing, if you spawn on the frontier positions as a solo player, there will be no team spawning behind you. Another useful intel that is usually overlooked is the timings in the game. In general, one can sprint for 30 to 40 seconds straight with a full stamina bar. That's equivalent to about 100 to 150 meters of distance covered, depending on your weight and the weapon on hand. Knowing this and the spawn points on Valley, you get a better idea on where to look for the first 3 minutes of a raid. Besides that, it normally takes 5 to 10 minutes max for a full squad to loot the RV camp and the small factory, and maybe 10 to 15 minutes to finish looting the villa when there is no gunfight happening. In Lockdown Valley, there is a free safe and a conditional extraction that is available 50% of the time in the RV camp, making it a popular second spot to loot. If, say, the spawn fight takes up the first 5 minutes of the game, plus 10 minutes for a team to finish looting an area, then 15 minutes into the game is likely to be the time when a team makes a move on the map to their next location. This could be the timing for you to get an upper hand on your enemies moving out of cover. For Valley, the timing of this kind of map movement happens generally when the time remaining is at 20 to 25 minutes mark. In this gameplay example, I spawned on the southeast corner of the map with a random squad. The first spawn to check is the Pino radio station. bot spawned on the radio station means no player spawn here. The team decided to go to the villa. Which is weird judging from our equipment. I am not very sure if everyone is geared for villa. Given our spawn location this game, there's a high chance we are not the first team arriving the villa, and we will be very vulnerable to any threat coming from the north if we don't manage to get inside the villa quickly. And since I don't really know my teammates and what's their plan after villa, I choose to go to the food tent hill to continue scouting out other spawn points for the team while they try to get into villa. If the villa is taken, we can always rotate to the RV camp and small factory. Our team wasted too much time trying to contest villa and failed. At this point, the RV camp and small factory are probably looted already. Since I spotted one team at the RV camp and no one on the northeast earlier. Therefore, the victor coming out of the villa most likely spawned from the west side of the map, and their extraction point would be the steel bridge. With my last teammate rejoining me, I decided to camp on their way to extraction. I've decided to leave out topics like the popular sniping spots, free safe locations, and so on because most of them are fairly basic stuff. I hope you find this video helpful, and I'll see you again in the next video.